Life throws you punches. Trauma, life, and burnout. I've lived through it all, and I've built something for the fighters that refuse to stay down. If you're ready to stop playing small and own your story, then this is where you belong. The Unstoppable Network is where the overcoming stories are getting very loud. From veterans to survivors to trailblazers, sharing their story of turning their pain into power. Welcome to the Unstoppable Network, where we turn your mess into a message. Hey folks, welcome to another episode of the Unstoppable Network. I'm your host, Dorothy O'Dell, and I'm going to read a quote from today's guest. The strongest women are often built from the hardest truths. The deepest wounds can produce the strongest spirits, and healing doesn't make you soft. It makes you unstoppable. I just happened to just read that quote from her VA that sent something to me, and I was just like, wow, that's powerful. But it's no surprise because I met this amazing woman, Rose BarRroso, just a minute ago in the green room here. Welcome to the show, Rose. I have to say that's quite the quote that you have there.
There's a few of them. Hi, nice to meet you, Dorothy, again.
Yes. So I could read a bio, but I don't like doing that. I just want to learn who Rose is from Rose. What better person to actually introduce yourself than herself? So tell us a little bit about yourself. And I know you wrote an incredible book, but I want to know a little bit about you first before we dig into the book.
About me. Okay, well, I'm a bit of, I'm unique, I would say. I'm odd.
I love it.
Yeah, I am odd. I remember years ago when my daughter was little, who's now 20, but she was little, and she just kept saying, my friends say I'm different. And I'm like, okay, so I went out and on purpose and I found this. I wanted to buy her something that really said to her, being unique is absolutely awesome. So I got her a pillow that says, what makes you different is what makes you beautiful.
Oh.
And she still has that. And now she's off at university and she does carry that with her, or she has it at her condo now. So for me, I appreciate the uniqueness. There's so many things that people say. You're not everyone's cup of tea because you're champagne, you're, all of that good stuff. But I don't care to be anyone's anything, because to me, I know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to be in a room by myself, at a table by myself, and I know what I bring. And if that somehow intimidates you or makes you feel uncomfortable, it's not on me. To me, being unique, being strong was always about surviving. I don't bow down too much. I know how to admit when I'm wrong, although I hate it. But, I'll still go, hey, you're right. And then when I leave the room, like, oh my God, what was wrong with me? But I don't pretend to be someone I'm not. And I love to say this. I don't have two faces because I don't even know how to do makeup on one. Imagine I had to do makeup on two. God, I'd be in the bathroom for a while. So no, I do wash my face really well. So about me, I'm a mom of two amazing human beings. I'm very, very proud of them. A 17-year-old boy, a 20-year-old girl. I've been married for over 30 years to the same guy. Don't ask how. A lot of sitting down and talking things over because it is work. Marriage is work. Mm-hmm. I am a custom home builder for over 25 years now. Second company about 16 years ago is property management. And then about 10 years ago, I had a client that I had built their home for and wanted me to sell it. And I explained that I was not a realtor, could not sell their home. So she says, I have small kids. I'm going to be keeping the house. So can you go get your license and come back? And, at first I thought it was really funny, but, once you take a moment and you start digesting the whole thing, it's like, wait, I'm building beautiful homes for beautiful families. I also have the property management company to take care of the home. So now what's missing? So now I take care of the person when they need to move, or even when the children are ready to move out. So I got my broker's license as well, not just realtor, broker.
That's why I'm such a badass. You may as well go right to the top.
Why not, right? And I guess this is why we're here. I'm also an author.
Oh, yes. So I just want to bring up the cover of your book, Indestructible, Transforming Survival and Success, your memoir. I have to say, amazing book, amazing. How long did it take for you to write it, first of all?
That's an interesting question. So generally, if you're writing fiction, it could take you a year. If you're writing a memoir or biography, it could take you a lot longer. For me, it took long. It took long because, I'd love to say this. There's a reason why I started the book, and then there's a completely different reason why I finished the book. So I started because every once in a while I drop a story into my husband's lap, just like, that just came to mind. I didn't know I remembered, because I did forget a lot of things. And one day he said to me, you have so many stories. You have such a powerful story to tell. You should put it on paper. And I'm like, oh, yeah, fine. So I thought it was, whatever. You're just being funny with me. And then as the months went by, I'm like, wait, maybe I could help someone. Maybe I could inspire someone. Whereas, I could find somebody who's going through a really big problem and thinks there's no way out and it only happens to them and no one knows, and so on and so on. So I started the book, and I wrote, of course, it was my first book. It was like, I had notes everywhere, voice notes everywhere. Darn, I was drowning in paper. And I'm like, okay. And then, unfortunately, like about a year into it, I just couldn't move forward. I hit not a plateau where I didn't know what I wanted to say. What I hit was a wall. I'm like, okay, so now I'm having to remember things that I forgot, that I buried, that I don't talk about, and now I'm here. And then I started thinking, will there really be value in what I'm putting out there? Because I'm not writing this so I could say, yippee, I'm an author, I'm a published author, add that to my resume. I don't have enough hours in the day to do everything I need to do, let alone now sit down and write. And it felt to me like I was bringing no value to the world. And I stopped. So I stopped writing for about 2 years. And then my daughter is now in university, and now she's, I've always been very, very open with my children, and we talk about anything. We talk about everything. You're having a problem with a boy, I want to know. I may not like it, but I want to know. I want to be there. I want to be like another person thinking with you, for you. Mm-hmm. And she started bringing friends home. And one day she said to me, and I mean girlfriends. One day she said, Mommy, I have a really good girlfriend, and she's going through a few things. I'm trying to help, but this is like way over my head. Next time she comes over, can you talk to her? Because she really needs somebody. I said, yeah, of course. So next time we sat down for 2 hours, or I sat down with her friend for 2 hours. And, we talked about the boy. We talked about careers. We talked about school, teachers, parents, about everything. She really just needed that someone. And that continued to happen. There was one time that Mackenzie, my daughter, had a few girlfriends over. My husband and I went for dinner. We came home late, 1 a.m. 2 girls were sitting in the living room waiting for us because they needed to talk to me. So at that point, I'm like, wait, my daughter went to an all-girls school. And my daughter's very much like me. She's very strong. At 20, I don't think she knows exactly 100% what she wants, but she's 90%, and that's good enough for me. But she's always been very strong. She didn't take what people were giving her or saying at face value. She would analyze it. She would talk it out with me. She would literally just say, I want your opinion. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm thinking. Validate it for me. I'm like, wait. I actually feel that the reason for me finishing this book is more of creating a platform where, 16, 17-year-olds to 27, 28-year-olds, where they're navigating being young adults, new careers, school still. They're trying to figure out, am I doing this? Am I doing that? I really want to be an engineer, but not so much. And now this happened with my boyfriend. I don't know who to talk to. And now I've been fired, and I'm probably the only one who's ever been fired in the world. And, going through all of that. And I'm like, that's why I need to finish this book. I need to teach young adults that you could be in a very, very, very dark place, and feeling sorry for yourself is absolutely fine. Take the day, the week, and cry and punch walls, do whatever you need to do. But you also need to formulate a plan. You don't lay down and play dead. You don't do that. Okay? That's not why you're in this world. Okay? So I finished the book because I thought I would empower these young women to say, no, I'm not alone. Someone else has gone through so much trauma, and look where they are. And some of us take longer, and some of us go quicker into a better life and into a better situation. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, right? So the reason to start was one, the reason to finish was another. And to answer your question, after half an hour of talking, was 5 years.
Wow. That's, but I mean, from beginning to end, like thinking that you needed to do it to you actually doing it, that I would say is pretty normal, because that's how long it took for me to do it. It actually took COVID, so a world shutdown, in order for me to have an extra hour a day to write the book. And God was like, no, you need to write it. You need to write it. I'm like, no. And he goes, now you have time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Pitter patter, get at her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, here you are in a male-dominated industry, kicking ass. You're married. You have 2 beautiful children. Married for 30 years. That's highly successful, especially in today's, in any capacity, especially in today's capacity. And in your book, you said, you're still not happy. So, when somebody says that, it's just like, holy shit, that's completely relatable. Number one, because I mean, there's a lot of women out there walking in a male-dominated industry. We're part of the boys' club. Having to get through that, we appear to have everything, but there's still something that we're like, truthfully, we're not 100% happy all the time. I don't think anybody's 100% happy. I think we all have our moments, but like, that was one of the things that I was just like, wow, now that's powerful.
You know what? I think it is very powerful, because a lot of people put on facades. Yes, I'm so happy. Yes, I have the right career. Yes, this, yes, that. Look, do I live in the right neighborhood? Yes. Do I have a boy and a girl? I mean, when I found out I was pregnant with a boy and Austin was not planned, I was like, oh my God, how lucky can you be? Now you have a couple. I'm going, wait, what? Even that bothers people? So to the outsiders looking into my snow globe, they're like, oh yeah, she's got everything. She's got this nice, that nice, da, 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 da. But in the end, if you were creating a life to showcase what you're able to buy, because that's literally what it is, then yeah, you'd be happy. For me, it's never been about that. And I remember about 10 years ago, I was going through a meeting with a client. Oh my goodness, a doctor. I'm involved with a lot of
Go
doctors.
figure it.
Yeah. And at the end of the meeting was very successful. We're going through a new build. And he goes, oh my God, Rose, I love your energy. I just want to be with you, talk more and more. But I have a quick question, if you don't mind. I said, yeah, of course. And I'm thinking he's going to ask about work. Like, I hardly know you. We just met. And he says, I think I know something about you. I think I figured something out about you. And I said, oh, okay, what is it? And he says, you're driven by money. Like you work 20 hours a day because you're driven by money. I'm like, yeah, so no. You know nothing about me. You're judging because I arrived in a nice car, because I'm dressed properly for our meeting. No. So here's a big surprise for you. I am driven by fear.
Wow.
I can't go back to where I came from. So if I have to work 20 hours a day, and if I have to meet you at 8 o'clock after you had dinner, that's okay. I will do that. And if I have to show up at a job site on a Sunday morning, I will do that. There will be a day where I don't have to do that or don't want to do that or have an option not to do that. But I don't know how to stop working. And this is why I'm always, what can I do next? What's next? And does success represent me? Because I was told that I would never amount to anything. I would be nobody for so long, so many times, that it's like that drop in that rock that it created that hole or broke it finally. I am still there. I've never left that part. So I have to keep proving. And my husband has asked me years ago, I thought I was going to go insane. I said, I can't stop. My head's spinning. Like there's so, and I hate to say this, there's so many voices in my head and I don't know how to calm myself down. He says, from the day I met you to who you are today, you've doubled, tripled everything you said you were going to do. You've accomplished over everything. When is it enough? You need to stop. When is it enough? And it's not about money. It's about me continuously proving that I can, continuously proving that I am worth it, that I think success validates me. I don't know how to explain it better, but I don't know how to stop.
Now that's deep. And that is something that I have over the last 10 years really focused on, because in my world, you had, if you didn't work, like work equals love in my family, right? And I don't think my dad ever wanted that to be portrayed. And it wasn't even until after he was gone that I really realized that no, that's what that was success was. You know, you work 80 hours a week for somebody else, you don't work for yourself, and that is the way it's supposed to be. And I really I had to take a good hard look at my life and like, what do I want? Because I was like working around the clock basically as in some years of my life, and I'm like, for what? I'm like, it to me it's just like, now I take a step back and it's like, life is worth more to me than, you know, working and having to prove and stuff like that. So I encourage you to just like take a deep breath and just really you know, you can say that you've arrived, but just I would encourage you to make sure that you at least have one day off, because that's
Wait,
how I started.
one day off, what, per year?
No, per week, per week, per week. Honestly, small baby steps.
Right.
Maybe it's an Friday afternoon off,
Yeah.
but I get you, because I was like that for years, decades. Um, and
But you know what, Dorothy? I think the thing also that motivates me very much, um, and I love telling this story. Many years ago, I did an interview for a magazine in the States. Don't remember the name, don't remember anything, but that's how long it was. Um, and at the end of the interview, the interviewer said to me, "Can I ask you just one question? Like, I don't have to publish it or anything." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead. I'm an open book." And she says, "So," and this was all about, you know, the construction business and being in a male dominated industry world and so on. And she says, "What motivates you and what grounds you?" And I said, "Oh, that's so easy for me to answer." She's like, "Really?" Go ahead. Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. The answer may not be what you're looking for, but it is my truth. So here it is. What motivates me is my two children. They were small at the time, and I'm like, and I want to instill in them that if you have a passion for something, you never do anything halfway. If you have a passion for something, go for it. Never get that foot off that accelerator. Just go for it. Okay. Don't take no for an answer. Always ask questions, intelligent questions, but ask questions. Success will eventually define you, unfortunately, but it will also, it should also make you happy that you've arrived, right?
Right.
I needed to show my children that you could be a business person, you could be a success, still be a loving mom and a loving wife. You could do that. Is the balance easy? No, no one's saying that. I needed to show my daughter that as a woman, she could. Okay. There should be no father, no brother, no boyfriend, no husband, no partner of sort that should come in and say, "Oh, you're dreaming too big," or "Please, no, you can't do that. Women don't do that," or "Women your age don't do that." No, just no. And I needed to be able to say, "Look, I've done it. You can do it. I've done it. You can do it." And with my son, it was always that, because my trauma was with men, I needed to ensure that he would be a wonderful soul, and to not to his future partners, but to people around him, to his family. So let me show you how it's done to be kind, to be caring, to be hardworking, to share what you have. And at 17, I've accomplished that. He is the boy who will never walk in front of you. He will open the door for you. At 17, 6'2", we'll go somewhere. He still holds my hand. If we're getting in the car and my husband doesn't hold the door, he's got hell to pay because Austin's got something to say. You know what I mean? He's one who reaches out in the middle of the day to say, "Hey, Mom, just checking in on you. You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, honey, what are you doing?" This morning, 8:30 in the morning. "I don't know if I said good morning when I left." I'm like, "I made you breakfast. I think you said good morning, but okay, good morning again." And then, here's the thing, what grounds me? And again, that's super easy. Meet my kids, meet my family. I'm nobody. I'm just Rose. Because I'm the one who, the minute arrives at home, puts PJs on, walks around PJs, hair this way, who cares? That's what grounds me. So, for me, finding success also means, how have I brought up my children? Have I created individuals that you actually enjoy being with?
Right. I love that. That's it's it reminds me of something my mom said after my dad passed away about 5 years ago. My mom everybody's complimenting her on her children. I'm the oldest, and then I have a brother that's 2 years younger than me, and they're like, they're so well, like, I mean, we
Mannered.
should be well behaved at our age, but I mean, just the way that we treat other people.
Yes.
It's like, it's with respect. It's yes, sir,
Yeah.
no, yes, ma'am type thing. And I have some other family members that are going through stuff, and their children won't even reach out to help them, and they've gone through surgery. And I'm like, my mom's like, I can't imagine ever like you and your brother doing anything like that. And I get it, and I attribute that to
Yeah.
the hard work that my dad instilled in us. But there's also going to be a time where we get downtime too. So
You're back to that.
I'm back to that. You need some downtime, Rose. More family time.
True.
I'm challenging you.
True. Very true.
One day a week.
Okay, how about one day a month to start? That's a baby step.
Okay, I'll give you.
Okay.
I will follow up with you. I will follow
Yes,
up with
please
you
do.
after,
Yeah.
because I mean, and after we are done recording, I'm gonna send you to my mentor, and I'm gonna guarantee you'll be having at least one day a week.
Oh,
Anyway.
okay.
But we can start baby steps. It's your life. I mean, it's you. Like you're highly successful. You're a woman, like I said, in a male-dominated world. You're kicking ass. You have 2 amazing kids, an amazing husband in marriage. I mean, you're obviously doing something right. But I don't want you to die of a heart attack of being overworked either.
Did you read the book?
I read most of it.
Okay.
Yes.
Somewhere in there it talks about a heart attack.
Oh, really? So you've had one? Oh, imagine that.
Shame on me.
No, I wouldn't say that. I read, like I said, I read most of it. I was like going back. I'm like, I skip. I know. I'm bad.
That's okay. I suffer from the same problem. I'm reading a doc and I'm like, oh my God, so many pages.
Right. So you've had the heart attack. Okay. We'll have another. I won't say nothing more, because I mean, I do appreciate that. Trust me. It took my dad getting cancer for me to actually do some kind of self-care for myself. It's, he's diagnosed with cancer. They said, anybody want a social worker? And I'm like, listen, I've been through so much prior to this that I really need some kind of help, because I can't do this one on my own. Like, I've watched a lot, my parents go through a lot of medical history problems up to then. And I was just like, yeah, no, I'm tapping out. I need help. And
you know what, Dorothy, I've had, a few years ago, I also had a situation where I had to make space for myself. And I kind of went back and analyzed everything I went through and survived. And I'm like, how did I do that? And I'm sure if you take a moment and like, you start taking, toll of everything, you're going, oh my God, I think I'm actually stronger than I give myself credit for. Mm-hmm. And those are the times where you're like, okay, I get it. I'm strong. Right. So you having gone through everything, the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I don't like that saying at all. Okay. Because it's like, yeah, I was going to swear, but I remember we're recording.
You'll notice that those words come out of our mouths frequently on this show.
No.
I was smirking because my uncle used to say that. So my uncle was a teacher in Taiwan after he was in the Canadian military, and he found this woman who had been molested and things like that. And she said, Brian, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. And so he was sharing that story with me, and that has stuck with me. So it's ironic that you has
No,
said
I
that
don't.
today.
Yes, but I have to disagree with your uncle, because just like Mother Teresa used to say, God doesn't give you anything, or it doesn't give you something you can't handle. And it's like, well, I wish she didn't have so much trust in me, because I'm just about done with the world. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
in your darkest moments, like, no, this is not what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And God doesn't give you what you can't handle. So it's like, there's huge inner battle.
Without him, you
Yeah,
forgot those words. Without him, if you don't have him, then of course,
I know. I know.
but
I just don't like the sayings.
I know. I get you. I get you. And I get why, because we don't want to go. It's funny because on so many levels I can appreciate that, because I'm like, really, I've been through enough. Do I really have to go through this shit on top of what I've already been through?
Yeah.
And here we are almost at the 55 decade mark. And I'm like you said, I've been through enough. Do I have to go through any more? Like,
How much proving do I need to do?
how many more freaking testing grounds do I need? Like, seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But, God likes to chisel and refine.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, I know. You're like, shut up, Dorothy, shut up. But I mean, you need to get Rose's book, because I'm telling you, especially I was blown away, especially in the first chapter, where I mean, the amount of stuff that you went through in that first chapter was like holy shit. Like, you immigrated to Canada, your dad leaves, then your mom decides she can't, you know, handle 3 kids, and then, oh, now I'm off to grandma and grandpa's house we go. And so, I mean, I'm not going to ruin the rest of the book. I need people to go get it and to read it. But I mean, even in the first chapter, you're like, when is this girl going to get a break?
Yeah.
uh
And it
and
got
so,
worse before it got better. It got a lot worse before it got better.
yeah.
So,
But
we just go back to, how much can you throw at someone until they throw in the towel and say, well, so either there isn't a God, universe is playing tricks on me, or what did I do to deserve this? Or maybe I am that bad and I deserve all things that are happening. Like, I, I always, like, life is life. You're going to go through things. You're going to lose people. You're going to lose lovers. You're going to, unfortunately, health wise, you're going to go through several things. But when you start counting them, or you start adding them up, in my life, if I put a little checkbox of, could this, did this happen? Yes, yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. It's like, well, where's the fairness in all of that?
life isn't fair, honey.
Jeez.
Life is not fair. That's the first thing I learned.
Well, I tell my daughter that often, I'm just talking about friends being nasty to you. Life isn't fair, not the rest of the world.
Right. And it's so funny. It's like we were meant to meet, because I feel that, okay, my family didn't immigrate here, but I mean, besides, other than that, there's a lot of similarities. I mean, trauma's trauma. And we're not going to say, one trumps the other, because that's not how life is. But
Mhm.
I mean, we're strong women that have been in a male dominated industry, that have been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And we're still here, and we're still smiling
I
for
know.
most days. And we're
Most days.
still trying to create that impact for the younger
Yeah.
generation, so that they can say, wait a minute, I don't have to do it like my parents did. And nothing that there was anything wrong with
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
how my parents did. And I think that each generation, um, tries to do better than the last one. For instance, like, my dad grew up, my dad was the oldest, and used to my grandfather had to work 3 jobs to put food on the table for his 5 kids. So dad being the oldest, he was the responsible one. So
Yeah.
anything went wrong, oh, it's Michael's fault, my dad's fault.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can remember stories of my dad being thrown through a door because, shit happened. And then he had to pay for the damn door because he broke the door on the way out. But that never happened to any of the other kids. And I never saw that side of grandpa.
Yeah.
And so it was, and of course my dad never did that with us. But
Mhm.
I think only they did the best they could with what they knew.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. And it's always being better than the generation before is also understanding you need to break that cycle. You don't want to continue that. You don't want to teach what you didn't like. You don't want to teach forward. Right.
Right.
And to me, it was very important that I was a better mother, that I was a present mom, that I was there for my children, that we also got to be friends, not just mom and child.
Right.
So it is a lot about breaking the cycles that didn't serve us.
That's right. And you have, and you still continue to do so.
I sure hope so.
You're stronger than you know. Like, I swear, I feel like I've known you forever, and we've only known each other for before a little bit before the show started, but 45 minutes, and I feel like this woman is got her shit together and has been through hell and back, and she's still here with a smile on her face saying, world, here I am.
The other
So
thing, Dorothy, is this one of my husband hates when I do this, and I have a few friends that know when I say, if they say, hey, how are you? I say, I'm always okay. I'm always okay. And I say that because even if I'm having a bad day, and when you and I first started talking before the recording,
yeah,
I said to you, oh my God, do you really want the answer of how my day has been or my week has been? And this is the thing is, look, if I'm having a bad day, I do not believe in bringing that into somebody's life. I can't just say, hey, Dorothy, oh, nice to meet you. I'm having a shitty day. Let me tell you about it. And now you feel like garbage as well. So no, I don't do that. Anybody I meet, it's like, hey, how's your day? Oh, it's good. Do you want to know the real truth or just it's good? Because a lot of people they say it, but they really don't care to listen to your problems. So I'm always okay.
and I hear that, and I was challenged by a friend because that was me. I used to say, "Oh, everything's great," and meanwhile, I'm dying inside. But I would rather you be truthful with me and say, today really freaking sucks, and I could just use a hug. I would rather someone say that and be truthful with me
Okay,
than
but that's one thing versus you and I go out for coffee. I come in a bad mood, and now coffee date is garbage. I've put you in a bad mood because I now decided, like, oh, let me tell you, like, this world sucks, and the weather, and I ran out of gas. Or it's like, okay, well, there's nothing we can do. You can tell me about it, but you can't just remain upset because you're just bringing everyone down. Like, you can tell me you had a
No,
flat
I get
tire
that.
or you had whatever, you had an argument with one of your kids, and we're going to go, oh crap, just remember all the good days. Do you see what I mean? It's not just like constant complaining.
Right.
Oh, my
No.
neighbor this and somebody cut me off. It's like, okay, things happen throughout your day.
Yeah.
So for
Amen.
me, it's more about just stop the complaining. I can't fix it. I can laugh with you about it. And that's exactly what we did.
Exactly. Exactly. No, and I love that. You're right. The Debbie Downers with everything, like, you could say the sky is black and it's really blue. Yes, I try and distance myself from those people.
Yeah.
But I think having a good conversation, just say, if somebody asks me, like, it's going okay. A little bit of stuff's happened, but life is good. Instead of like, no, the sky's falling and
Yeah.
we're on the Peanut show.
I remember a few months ago, it was, we were driving, it was my daughter and I, we were driving somewhere and she goes, oh my God, it's gonna pour. And I said, where is it gonna pour? It's like, look at the sky all the way over there. I'm like, yeah, but we're not all the way over there. Look at the sky above us. It's like, oh, I'm like, yeah. Right now, it's a beautiful blue sky. Over there, I don't live over there. I'm not driving over there. I can't fix over there. Right here, blue sky.
Love it. Yes.
And that's what I mean. It's like,
Yes.
what if I just said, oh my God, can you imagine? It's going to rain so much. We need galoshes. I don't have an umbrella. It's going to dirty my car. You know what I mean? Because there are so many people like that. You say hello and all of a sudden you want to kill yourself. It's like, all I said was, hello, how are you? Now I may not make it home.
Oh my God, I love it.
They're hurting.
See? Now, at the beginning, we were like, boy, we didn't know what to say about today. And now we both laughed our ass off for the last hour. Love it. All right. So one more question. What do you hope people will take from your book?
You know what? I've been very, very surprised lately because, as I said before, I thought the demographic that I was writing for was 16, 17 to 26, 27. And I have had the most amazing outpour of messages from women in their 40s and 50s. And the very first one I received, I thought, oh, she's just a friend of mine. She's just saying that just because she's my friend, you know? Mm-hmm. And then it was coming out of the woodwork. I'm going, okay. And the messages are, thank you. Thank you for putting this out there. Thank you for putting a voice to the silence that I was feeling. I now know I can do it. And I know it's not too late. I'm going to do what I always wanted to do, and no one's going to tell me no. Mm-hmm. Right? So for me, the message is this. And although, you know, I said most of the times I don't like sayings, but I like the positive ones. If you're not dreaming, no. If your dreams don't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough. Mm-hmm. You need to trust yourself. Trust that your work is going to result in making your dream come true. Yeah. Don't remain in silence. Put a voice to what you want, to how you feel. If you have enough support behind you, ask for that help. If you don't, it's okay. Along the way, you're going to meet people who you are actually going to inspire and will be willing to stay with you and help you in ways that you can't even imagine. For me, somebody telling me, you know, Rose, you have inspired me in such a way that I'm now doing this. That, in the oddest of ways, is empowering me. Mm-hmm. Right? So when I say help, I don't mean, oh, somebody's going to give you $1 million and now you can go build your company or do whatever. That's not the case. Like, I started with $0, but it's just do what makes you happy. And there will be days that you have to do some things that you feel you're not moving forward. I still have days that I say, well, my wheels were turning, but I was in mud. Mm-hmm. But I want people to, and for me, it's so important that women understand this fact. You're as capable, if not more, but you are as capable as anyone else in your life. And if you just want it bad enough, work toward it. Right? Mm-hmm. So that's my message. Keep those dreams alive, fight for them. And don't dream little. Just don't dream little, right?
Yep.
It's empowerment. It's all about empowering yourself as well. Knowing you fit in the room. There's a speech that Barack Obama did, I don't know how many years ago, that he said, and I love that, man. He said, if you have to walk in a room where everyone's super wealthy, super intelligent, well-connected, massive networks, and you don't think you fit in, just sit at that table. Sit at that table and look around. Everyone is just like you. There's one exception. They gave their dream a shot.
Mm-hmm.
But we speak the same language. We can still have conversations. So you do belong at the table and you do belong in the room. And that's something that I taught myself a long time ago. I belong in the room. I know how to walk into a room. I know how to sit at a table. And that's important.
I love that. I love that. So for any woman, especially person, but woman especially,
Yeah.
who you think that, you don't belong there, you absolutely do.
You absolutely do.
Absolutely do.
Yeah.
I love that. If nothing else, remember that.
Yes, if nothing else, remember that, please.
Yes, exactly. Oh, wow, Rose, this has been an absolute treasure for you to be on here
Thank
today.
you.
I have enjoyed every minute of it. Where can people, A, find the book, and B, find you?
Find the book. It's on Amazon.ca, Amazon.com. Indigo, I believe, is sold out, but Indigo.ca as well. Find me, it's super easy. It's Instagram or LinkedIn. It's at Rose BarRroso Writes. I'd love to chat some more on one of those platforms.
Perfect. Thank you so much again for being here. I've learned a ton. And I love that, you got over your fear or whatever was stopping you to write that book, because there are so many people out there that need to hear that, wait a minute, no matter where you come from, no matter how you grew up, you can totally be unstoppable and indestructible. And I love what you're doing. I love the message that you portray, and I love that this is the legacy that you're leaving for your family.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Dorothy. Again, pleasure meeting you.
Absolutely. All right, guys, go to our YouTube channel, The Unstoppable Network, subscribe, share with all your friends. And if you haven't heard about it, we are launching a book club. It's called the Between the Sheets Book Club. It's between the sheets, what lies between the pages. So it's, every book imaginable will be in there. But we'd love to have you. So if you'd like some more information, go to our website at theunstoppableovercomers.com. Join us next week, same time, same channel, and bye for now.